see my screen, right?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. So this is what we had the last week.
Yeah.
Last week, Monday. It's not last week. Right now. That's 3 days rather. Okay, so I said copy this one, then you create the data file, then you put it inside. Alright.
Yeah.
So then I created a player view. I mostly name my UI view. So that's why I seen the underscore view. So you can choose whatever you want to do. Either player's screen or player's page or UI or whatever. Okay.
Yeah. Are you using earpiece?
Yes, so
That's why.
I wanted to use the normal one, but I don't know why you can't hear me. The microphone's the laptop's microphone.
Okay. Let's go.
So can you hear me?
Yeah.
So you create let's create a stateless widget here.
Now your voice has gone down again.
I've I was holding it with one hand closer to my mouth. Is it okay now?
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay.
So I'm going to call it players view. Then I will import material widget. Okay. So I'm going to retain. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to have a page full of lister. So lister is basically like the contact card. You see a phone contact. It has
Mm,
the logo, the profile, then the person's name. There's something and even like WhatsApp contact card, the person's picture, the name. You can see the message and the time at the end.
yeah.
Yeah, that is a lister in Flutter here. So I'm going to have a bunch of them, probably like 20 because our data here is we have 20 of them. So I'm going to say scaffold, then my machine is not really responding. I'm going to have an bar. So I'll be typing, I know what I'm doing, so I'll be typing the, so I'm going to have title, then
So even without closing the main.dat file for the previous one, you can still run this main one.
without closing.
The one we did on Monday.
Yeah, so I'm going to, let me say, change the home from the,
Oh, okay.
I'm going to change this home to the new widget that I
The
created.
players view.
Yeah.
The players view. Okay.
So I'm going to say what best place, what best place, and I'm going to the body of it. I'm going to retain a column. Okay, I'm going to retain a column, and inside the column are children. Okay, so this is what you're going to do. I'm going to create a first this so I'm going to call list so this is how it is list type type. So
Mm,
then the properties of the list we have just want you to add first before it should work. I'll remove it later though. So we have, I just want to show you the, okay. So you're having leading, you're having a title, subtitle, trailing. So the trailing is at the right, far right. The leading is at the far left, which is it starts with
Okay.
S, and the title and the subtitle are also between the leading and the trailing. So the title will be the top one, and the subtitles a little bit below the title.
Yeah.
Okay, so in this case, our uh, please 1 minute.
Okay.
Okay, so we are going to say title. Now let's okay. We will not be using images, but let's have leading. So the leading I'm going to use the widget called circle avatar. So circle avatar is like it's a sphere, like not a sphere, a circle,
Yeah.
like a round shape circle.
Mm.
Okay, so these are the properties. We have a background color, the child, background image. So this in this we are going to use the child. Okay. So child, I'm going to say test widget. Um, I'm using a demo data at the moment. DA. Okay.
Why not an actual image?
Okay. So I don't have images of the 20 players. So
Oh,
we are
okay.
going to be using their name initials
Yeah.
to do that. So right now I'm going to use the demo data. Okay. So then we go to title. Okay. The title I'm going to say test, and the test we're going to say apply, and then we go to
Subtitle.
should we use subtitle? Okay, let's use subtitle for the number of goals. Okay, okay, subtitle for the number of goals. So number of goals. Yes, Mama remember. Yeah, hello, please hold on.
Okay. Okay. Can you run before you go?
Run. Okay. No, no, I've not changed it
Eh,
yet. I've not changed
the
it.
home.
Yeah.
The home. Okay. Okay.
Okay, so let me change this from the home there. So I'm going to replace the counter with layers. So you have to whenever for that you have to restart the application. Okay, so this is what you have. So the player name,
Mm.
the player's initial, the player name, the handle. want. Okay. So in this case, we are not going to be typing them one after the other. We have data available, which is a list, a variable of list, data type list. You can see it this way.
Your voice is down.
Okay, so it is a variable. What we have here is a variable.
Yeah.
It's a list of maps. This is how it is. Then we have the data within them. Okay, so there are maps within the list, 20 maps. So what you're going to do is you have to uh, loop through the list to access the objects. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
there are other ways to do that. So right now, what you are going to do is one way of doing it. Okay, so these children here accept a list. So what you are going to
Yeah.
do is to replace this list here. Okay, so let me bring it down. Replace this list here with a map. We are going to map through the list of objects. Okay, so I'm going to say what was the name? Layers. Okay, layers. So I have to import the players from, because it is in a different file. Okay.
Yeah, you need to import that first
Yes.
before you can access it.
Yes. So I've done that. I have to remove this constant here. So players dot, I'm going to say map. So the map will actually go through each of the list. Okay.
Mm,
I'm going to say, so now we can have access to each player. Then on each player, we are going to return this lister. Okay. Don't worry if you don't understand how this goes. Okay, so, okay. So what I have done here is this is the players list, right? The list of players.
yeah.
Then the map here is the current element of this travel modified by 2 returns a new lazy attribute element that are created by calling 2 elements on each element of this I travel. Okay, so the return I travel is going to be straightforward. So what this is basically doing is it will go through the list here and
Mm,
access each of the lists. That's why I have a player here. Okay, so the player is one of the items, one of the map within the list. Okay, so it is not because you are having map inside that we are doing dot map, but the dot map is accessing the items within the list one after the other.
oh, okay.
So after I will also do the other way by trying, you choose whichever you want. So this map here of the list will go through the list of items one after the other. And this is a return. So I'm now saying that on each of the items asks, return this. Okay, return
Mm,
lister. So let's see what we get here. Okay, so you can see we are getting plenty numbers of players. Okay, and
let me. So it means that
Yeah, that's the question.
Yeah, let me see the data does this one again.
This one.
Yeah, the data does that file. Okay, so it means that that itself is able to tell the number. They are able to choose the number of goals and all those things by themselves, or it's just entering it because you just map it to the number of items lists here.
Okay, this one is a demi data. Player name, number of goals is a demi data, not.
Okay.
So to access that, we will do this. But I hope you've understood this part.
Yeah, so it's just connecting it to all the number of items on the list.
Yes. And it is saying that on each list,
Provide this number of this particular date.
each item on each item within the list, return this widget. Okay.
Mm,
On each item. Oh, this girl will worry me.
what is that green thing that's on the screen?
This one.
Yeah.
Okay, so do the tax. You come there. That's called overflow. Bottom overflow. The number of items we are having here is more than what the screen can contain.
It's more than what the screen can take.
Yeah, can contain. So there are other list that should be showing here, but it is getting to the edge. It has gotten to the edge of the screen. So it's like let's say you are building, and your land is one plot, and the building
Mm,
the building is extending that one plot. It's unacceptable.
yeah.
So what you can do is to maybe compress your building and make it a story building. So instead of having a long one, you build it on top of another one. Okay.
Oh,
So
okay.
what you're going to do here is this widget here provides a fixed length. Okay.
Uh,
It's a fixed length. So
so it doesn't allow overflowing of it.
so it's like a one plot, which you can build
Oh,
a house on it. So to do that, you have to change it to list view. Okay, list view is just it's also a layout widget, like what I said the last time.
yeah.
Okay, so for the list view, it's like it allows you to extend. You can scroll.
Oh,
For the column, you can scroll. For list view, you can scroll.
you can scroll. Okay, okay.
So you can see scroll direction. It has the ability to be scrolled. So if I should save this, then the arrow should be this one should be gone. Okay. Then you can scroll through the row. But for column, you can't scroll. For
Oh, okay.
row, you can't scroll. So if it is row and you're using list view, you're replacing with the list view, you will change the direction, scroll direction. So right now it is vertical. You can change it to what is
Horizontal.
horizontal. That is to fix and replace with row. Okay. So that's it. So we are not going to. I hope you understood what I explained right now.
Yeah.
Okay. So we are going to not to make you. Let me do this one. I'm just explaining a different way. What this thing here is retain. What it also means is this. This is what we had already. So on each item, retain this.
Okay.
Yeah. The same thing we are having here, retain. So this is returning. This one too is returning. So the simplest way is the arrow function that I did. We just retain that to make it simple. That's we are returning Don't worry, you understand. If you're not doing plenty stuff within the function, just use this arrow function there. You are good to go.
Okay. Okay.
So let me see. So here we're going to say return this one. Then we're going to check the name to the actual name that the player object here is holding.
Yeah.
It is
We
a list of maps. Okay. So I'm going to say player. You have to remove this. So player. Then right now this is a map. Okay. You can see the data type. It is a map. And how do we access
okay.
properties within a map? We use a square bracket and a list for the data. Uh, so this is a key. Okay, this is the key, and this is the value. So we say,
Mm,
uh, come on, come on, come on. A map is a key value pair of object. Okay, it's a key value pair. So within a map, we have key and a value, key and a value. So to access the value, we use the key.
okay. Okay.
Yeah, so if I want to see Lionel Messi, I have to use name here. If I want to see 36, I have to access it through age.
Age.
So if I come here, we want to access the name. So the key is name. Okay. So on each player, access the name. Okay. And here too, we are going to say,
Why don't you use string interpolation?
okay, okay. So on this one, so I'm going to say on each access, this one is, we are not showing age. We didn't show the age.
Yeah, we use number of goals.
Yeah, okay, so number of goals, then where will be the age?
Yeah, let's use the age.
So let's use this one for age. Then we come to the trailing and use it for number of goals. Okay, so we are going to say this one as age. So you are saying why didn't you string interpolation?
Yeah.
Okay, so this one is, let me see. Okay, this is an integer. So we are going to use string interpolation for this one. But this is a string. The the value here is a string already. You get me?
Oh, okay.
And these ones are integers. So these are the ones you have to use string interpolation. We can also use dot to string to do the same thing. Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, so the dot to string also does the same string interpolation.
So the ones that are integers are the ones that you use either the string interpolation or to string.
Yes, because the test widget accepts string. Okay,
Yeah.
but if you are passing it integer there, it should be string.
Oh, okay. Okay. So either to string or string interpolation.
Yes. So I'm going to say test. So I'm going to show the uh, goals here. So this I'm going to say this here I'm going to use string interpolation. Say uh, and if the if the data you're accessing uh, includes dots, you have to use curly braces. But this one I'm not using dots. Like you see this one here. So let me close.
Mm,
I'm going to say goals, right? Goals,
number of goals.
okay, just the key here is goals.
Oh, okay, it's goals. Okay, okay.
So But I should remove this. Okay. It doesn't see this one as an attachment. It only see this one as we accessing it from somewhere. So for it to know that all this one, all these things here are one particular thing. Okay, we have to put them in square brackets so that it will the interpolation will be applied to all these things here.
All of them. Yeah.
So then I'm going to add goals here. Okay, so the number of goals, number instead of saying goals, here we say string. Okay, so let me save this one. Let's see what we have.
I think the string interpolation one is too long. You are typing too much for that one.
No, for this one is because I wanted to have goals after the number.
Ah, okay, 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 okay.
String interpolation. You can also use concatenation also. Yes, string concatenation. That one is where we have you can do this one. So I'll have this dot to string plus. Okay, okay,
I see.
it's still the same thing, but they are even warning you to use that. So it says use interpolation to compose strings and values.
Mm,
So it is that's the best one. So you can use a replace like automatic, so they can do it automatically. Okay, so we have as I told you, we have to use string interpolation for this one as well, so that we can have age. We see that this is age. Okay,
yeah.
so I'm going to say yeah, age and which is plus then plus and auto delete from there. Okay, so we are having Cristiano
Oh,
Ronaldo
okay.
age 39 then 875 goals. So
So,
okay, you ask a question.
how are you going to automatically change the initials to also match the names? Or that you have to do that manually?
Yes, you have to do it manually. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to access the name. Okay. So player, then the name. Okay. I'm accessing the name. So now when I access the name, let's analyze the player's name. All the players here are having some are having only one name, some are having two
Mm,
names. Okay. So what do we do? Either we use the first names or two names. So let's see. Let me see what happened. Hey, then these people I don't know having surnames. Gabby, Pedri,
they do.
ChatGPT didn't add it. Okay, so we are going to do this. Split split the name. Okay. Okay, let me convert it to string. Okay. Then we are going to split.
When the names already strings.
Yes, but it is a map. Okay, the actual thing is a map. So to use it when it comes, it will come as a string. But this test does not see it as a string. But when the data comes, to see it as a string. But to access
Uh,
access this split here, that's how I'm using dot to string so that This split is a property for string objects.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I can get it from this one. So the split here is going to split the names into two. Okay, split the names into two. So what are we going to split from? We're going to split using a space. So the names have has space between them. So when it splits them, we now become have a list of the names. The first name and the second name. So there are two lists. So which one do we access? So we're going to access the first index. Okay. The first index we're going to access is also a strange. This you have to understand. The first index you're going to access is also a strange, which is a list. So you can
Mm,
also access the first index of that particular list. See, see what you get here. Are you seeing what you're getting?
mm,
So this one was split the name Lionel Messi, right, by the
yeah.
space. The space this one is the space, the pattern is the space. So once it's placed, we're now having two names, and each name is a list, and a list is a string. Sorry, each name is a list. What am I saying? Each name is a string, and a string is a list of characters. Okay, so now
Yeah.
we are having Lionel, and we are having Messi. Okay, so Messi is a string, which is a list on its own. Then
Mm,
so we are basically having like this. We are having a list in a list. Okay, a list here, another list here, and another list here. So this is Lionel. I don't know whether I'm putting the name well or not.
when that's messy.
So this is Messi. Okay, so when it's placed, this is what we are having. We are having two lists within a list. So now
Uh,
we access the first index of the list, which is Lionel. Okay, then
yeah.
that list, that first index is also a list. So we are accessing the first index of that list, which is the
Of
L,
that list. Okay.
which is the L. We get it.
Yeah.
Then we can do for the second one plus. So this is too long inside here. We could have done it somewhere else. Then bring it in. Okay. Then this one will be the second index. But this can cause error because with this ones we are not having second. We will not get second name. Okay. So let me run and see what we get. Oh, you see what I said? These ones are not having, we will
Mm,
not get a second index. Okay, we will not get a second index. So we have to resolve that one. So what do I do? So let's see. Let me do the return. So right now I have to do something else. So I'm going to use the body function instead of this one. The body of a function here and have the return here. Okay, have a semicolon. So I'll come down here. Here I'm going to say final first initial is too long. It's equal to this one. Okay, okay. So the first initial is equal to this one. Second initial, second initial. Okay. So the second initial, I'm going to make it empty. Okay. Can we find it? So I'll come down here and say if the second initial here, uh, if let me say if the list, let's split here. So let me have another listing final list of splits results. I hope this what I'm doing is equal to players split here. Okay. So what is it? So I'm saying the final split result is equal to this one. So this one is a list of
Mm,
a list of strings. Okay, that's the data type. So I'll come here and see if I can replace this one with split results. Okay. You can't always know it. Sometimes if I'm not able, if I was not to be like let's say I was not able to do this, I will just search on how to do it and you do it. You understand really well.
mm,
Yes, you don't have, you know always have to know it. Okay. Some of them you'll be able to do it. Okay, so I'm going to say if split results, okay, split
mm,
results dot length, okay, dot length is greater than one. Okay,
mm,
if the length is greater than one, no, not one. Yeah, let me say greater than one because if it is one, then we don't have the second initial, right? But if it is greater than one, second initial, okay,
mhm.
is equal to splits. Then they are doing a lot. Splits results, then we access the second index, okay. Then the second index, we access the first index. Oh, oh. I don't know if it might be just the Bluetooth, but so
So more this initials again, and we are
yeah.
eh,
So we are going to somebody will also do it different way, which might be simpler than this. I don't know. There are different ways of killing a cat. So let me say we are going to replace this one with first index, okay. Then this one will be uh, second index, okay. So what is going to happen here? If from what you've done, let me explain this one again. So I'm saying that the split result, that's when we split the name, okay. We are getting a list of strings, okay. Like
mhm,
what I did here. Let me bring this one here. Okay. So this one like this is going to have two lists, the split. Okay. Actually you document it to be comments. Okay. So now we are accessing the first index. I've explained that already. We are accessing this
yeah,
first one here, and we are accessing the first inside this one. Okay. Then we do same for the second. But we are having a problem here where some of the players are not having second names. Okay, so since they are not having second names, they will not have when they are created. They will not have this second list. Okay,
Mm, yeah.
and if you try to access the second list using the index one, see this is index zero, this is index one, and when the index one does not exist, it's going to throw an error. Okay, so what do we do now? We are saying that the second initial is initially empty. Okay, we assume that we don't have initial for the second list. Okay, but when the number the length of the list, okay, when the length of this list, this one the length is two, one and two. The item within them is one and two. Okay, not the index,
Yeah.
the length is one and two. We are having two items within
Mm,
the list. Okay,
in the
so
list.
when we are saying that when the list length is greater than one, means it is not having it is having a surname, whether multiple surnames or whatever. Okay, so when it is greater than one, then let's access the say initial for the surname. But if it is not, so if this is not true, okay, if this is not true, then it will go for the empty one.
Oh, okay.
You get me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we are getting closer to 1 hour. So let me restart this one. The recording has been long. Let me. Okay. So you're going to see what we get here. Okay. So now we don't have any error. Okay.
Yeah.
But these ones are having single initials, and those that have two names are having two initials. I hope you get it.
Yeah, I get it.
So this is it. We use a list view to replace column because we needed to show all the items available. Okay.
Yeah.
To avoid the overflow. We will do the same for if it is a row. Okay. So then we are using a map to go through each of the items. Then on each of the items within the list, we are returning a list star. Okay. And the list star is assessing the properties of each of the items within the list. And this one is the gymnastics we just did, just finding for the initials. Okay. Which I don't know. You might not understand right now, but you can still understand. You can still understand. So, as I've explained, that's how it is.
Okay.
So,
Thank you.
do you have any questions that
No. So this is just a simple app to just show a list of that's all.
yeah.
Okay.
So if you utilize another list layout we did here, that's the list. We could also then we've done a new something here. I said we could also do it different way.
Yeah.
So let me just add it. So if it gets 1 hour, it's fine. The video will be available. So instead of we mapping through this using a list view, we have another layout builder, a layout builder called listview.builder. Okay, listview.builder. What the listview.builder does is it kind of uh, has this thing we've done here integrated into the builder. Okay,
Mm,
I'm not saying it is exact. I've not gone through the code to see whether it is exactly mapping or something. But what we've done here, the functionality of what we've done here, okay, uh, looping through or accessing, mapping to the items and selecting individual items and returning on them is what the builder for the list view does.
yeah.
Okay, so let's do this. Um, I can do this. One, two, three. comment this one. So no, I don't know what to do right now. Comment it. Comment it. So I'm going to comment this one. I'll come back and be copying some of the code. So the body we are going to return list view dot border. Okay. We have separated, we have custom, they all do the same thing, just with some different functionalities. Okay. The one with the separated will be able to provide a widget that will separate them, maybe like a size box. That will be the separation between the item. So we are going to use border. Okay. Then this border has an item, what is has an item border. So this item border is like the return that we had there. So what we are going to do, we are going to provide this context as index and the context. Okay. So this one is index. So this item border is giving us index, and this index is going to be for individual items within the list. Okay. So this it is through the index that we get the individual items within the list. Let's come to the properties once more. This properties here is having uh, item count. Okay, item count, and let me see. 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's go on with that. So the item count. The item count is basically like the number of items within the list, and sometimes the list will be too huge that you can't even count them. Okay, so what you just do is use the length. Okay, so item sorry players, you can say players dot length. Okay, come on, players dot length. So the number of items the builder will be building is based on the number of the length of the players. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. So it will not build more than the number of players or less than the number of players. That's why I'm using the length. So to count the items within the players list, then build based on that.
Yeah.
So item builder. So the item builder is going to be returning what we want to see on the screen. So we are going to say return. Okay. So this return we have here. Then you're going to bring the widgets we created here. Okay. This widget. Okay. So I'm going to return this lister. Okay. Returning this lister. Okay. So once you return this lister, this we can also bring these things here. We can copy what the generators we did here. It is also going to work here and put it after the return. You shouldn't have anything after the return. After this return, which ends here, you should not have anything. Anything after the return will be seen as dead code. This is how to do it. Okay. So everything should be before the return. So we put this one here. Okay. Then we now have to access this player. Okay. So now you see this player property is not given to us within this border. But the one that we did, we had a player object here. Okay. So now we have to replicate the same thing inside here. So to do that, we go to the list. Okay. So final layer is equal to players. Okay, we are going to the players list. Players. Then index. So where is the index? We are using this index. So it's been provided by the index. So index. Okay. So what this thing we've done here is what I've done, I've written is equivalent to what I have here.
Oh, okay.
I get it. So
Mm-hmm.
after this, then we can access the name. So this player here is equivalent to this player's index. Then after the index, we can access the name. So then we can now say player then access name. Okay. So we can now do this and run the code here. And you didn't even see any change. It's just the same thing.
The value is the same.
Yeah, so it's working as it is. Start it.
Okay.
There's not there's another way to do it, but let's maintain it. I think we can use this dot generate. So okay. So this is the two. I don't know which one is simpler for you. So that's it for today.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know which one we will go with. I'll try and upload it to the video.
Yeah, I'll watch the video. As for the UI, I think I can do it. It's just the splitting thing that I'll have to watch the video again. Yeah.
So I don't know if you have any questions.
No. No. The app bar, can you add a color?
Yeah, you can. Just go to background.
And the avatar, can you change the colors of the avatar?
Yes, so
The circular avatar to. Oh, okay.
to circular avatar. You come to
That one will take forever.
no, just come.
No, the avatar, circular avatar.
You mean forever asking?
Like, could you write it to code to make sure that each of the avatars have a different color? Or you can randomize this or something?
Yeah, you can make sure each one has different. That's you have to provide different colors for each of them because
Oh,
using index, you can based on the index and provide a color.
okay.
So you have background color, foreground color. So the background color that we can say colors. So we can do it. So so random. So we can see it. So that's it. You can change all those colors.
Okay.
Okay. So that's it for today.
Alright.
So let me know if
Thank
there's
you.
any.
Okay, so I'll redo it. If I have any questions, I'll hit you up.
Okay.
Alright, thank you.
You're welcome.
Alright, bye bye.